Let's answer the question, how should I look at dating in my 20s? Dating can be very hard to navigate, especially in this day and age. And in order to do it well, you need to have the right perspective and a solid plan. So let's start with having the right perspective. The first thing is make sure that you are not dating from a place of need or desperation. I think a lot of people assume that if I'm not in a couple with someone, then I'm lost or I'm less of a person. And the truth is, God has something to say about that. Look what Paul says in Ephesians 2, verse 10. It says, "For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the good things He planned for us long ago." See, God has great plans for each and every one of us. He's gifted you with special things and has great plans. So make sure that even in your view of dating, that you don't get lost in thinking, well, I need to have that dating relationship in order to be the best person I can be. That's just simply not true. The other thing to make sure you think about as far as having the right perspective on dating is make sure that dating relationship isn't your main identity. A lot of people get lost in a relationship and think that that's the main thing that defines them is whoever they're dating or the fact that they're dating someone at all. Make sure you have the right perspective that you are God's workmanship created to do great things through Christ. Now, along with the right perspective, you need to have a good strategy for dating. So first, you need to define the purpose that dating has in your life. Now, the world defines dating in a very unique way. Dating in our culture is very much a free-for-all. It's have fun, do what you want, give away whatever you want physically. And then when the interest dies down, you move on to the next thing. But the Bible speaks to something very different about who we should be, how we should treat our bodies, and what dating ultimately should not look like as far as how it compares to the world. Look at what it says in 2 Timothy 2:22. It says, "Run from anything that stimulates youthful lusts. Instead, pursue righteous living, faithfulness, love, and peace. Enjoy the companionship of those who call on the Lord with pure hearts." See, dating in a Christian context or in the biblical way is not about lust or youthful desires or just a free-for-all. It's meant to have a purpose, to pursue faithfulness and love, and really to pursue companionship with those that also want to honor God. Now, the other thing is make sure that you identify the standards you have. What are the character traits you're looking for in a person to date? What are their values? What are their interests? You need to identify that so you have a better way of selecting those that you wish to date. And then within the good strategy, make sure you create very clear and important boundaries for yourself, emotionally and physically. Look what it says in 1 Thessalonians 4, verses 3 through 5. "God's will is for you to be holy, so stay away from sexual sin. Then each of you will control his own body and live in holiness and honor." The Bible definitely has clear things to say about how we should conduct ourselves physically and emotionally, that in dating relationships, your strategy should be proceed with caution, to be slow, to not give away things that are not meant to be given away in a dating relationship, that are only meant for marriage. You know, to be holy means to be set apart. That's what we should pursue, that we should be different than those around us in the world. And the last thing is, make sure you find accountability with a trusted friend or mentor, because they can hold you accountable to your purpose for dating, to your perspective, and to the strategies that you have in place. And they can ask the hard questions to keep you honest. So consider these things before you say yes to your next date.